Hey G.I. Joe enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. Today on DESTRO'S desk, we're looking at the brand new G.I. Joe Classified Retro Card Series, the Cobra Eel. We have got some great packaging with this guy. We've got that new style hard cardstock. There's no bends, no creases. It has come to me perfectly. We got the nice looking bubble on the card, showing all the weapons and accessories that come with the Cobra Eel. As you can see, we have some great artwork, illustration of the Cobra Eel as a throwback to the original from the 1980s in the Real American Hero action figure line. But in the bubble, we get that air tank with the propulsion on the bottom. We've got that awesome looking helmet, diving mask. We've got a knife. We've got the spear gun. We got two fins. We got a display stand, and we've definitely got a great looking Cobra Eel. And on the back of the box, we've got a nice huge file card for the Cobra Eel. His role, he's a combat diver. His primary specialties, he's underwater demolitions, and his secondary specialty is marine engineering. Underneath that awesome file card, we've got 3 photos of all 3 figures in this retro card line for this wave. We have got the Cobra Eel, we've got Beachhead, and we've got the Snow Serpent. Alright, let's get into it. So, for the weapons and accessories with this guy, we have got the backpack, which is the air tank and the propulsion system for traveling underwater. This is molded in black plastic. We got a nice curve to match his back with the peg, and we'll see how that fits in. Molded in black plastic. We do have a red paint app on this piece right here, the cover that goes along the back of the tank, with a nice big black Cobra logo, which looks really well done. There's no issues with that logo. It also has this propulsion unit on the bottom of it. As you can see, there's some holes in there where the air will push out to move this guy along in the water. And on the side, as you can see, there's a couple holes. This is where the breathing tubes will peg into it. So we'll see how that looks on him in a minute. And one thing with the Cobra Eel that I really love through all the versions of this figure is the diving mask or the diving helmet. I think this looks really awesome on these figures. So we've got a gray looking helmet for this version, molded in a gray plastic. We do have some paint apps on here. We have a black painted antenna on the side. There is a small black paint app on the back right here. And they've added on the top a diving light. So that's this piece. There's a black paint app there, and the light lens is painted in a gold. And then we've got that nice clear see-through mask on the front. And there is a black paint app going around the outside of that. And then we have the breathing tubes coming out the front, and that is just molded in a flat black plastic. And these are the tubes here that will peg into the side of that backpack. So a great looking helmet. I can't wait to see what that looks like on him. It is a pliable plastic. It does bend, so that should shape around his head nicely. Should fit snug. So we'll see how that looks in a minute. And then we've got a couple fins. We have seen these fins before on the other version of the Cobra Eel, number 81, and or Torpedo. And these are just molded in a flat black rubbery plastic. These do bend as flippers or fins should, so there's no issues there. We'll see how those fit on his feet. Hopefully they are nice and snug. And for the weapons, we do get a knife. And this knife is molded in a flat black plastic also. And we do have a nice crimson red paint app on the handle. And one thing Hasbro was saying is that they have tried to improve the plastic material used for the weapons. And it looks like that may be coming true. This knife seem to be a lot more stiff than the other ones that we've seen in the past. So that's a good sign. There's still just a slight bend if you really force it, but it does seem like a stiffer plastic material has been used, so that is a really good sign. So that's a good looking knife that we've got for him. And then we've got the spear gun, and we have seen this before also with the other Cobra Eel and Torpedo. Again, molded in a flat black plastic. We do have a nice gold spear on the end. That is a gold paint app on there. And then we also have the blue on the cord that will go around his wrist so that he does not lose this when he's underwater. There is a bit of a bend to it, but it's not too bad. It is fairly stiff. It is stiffer than the old weapons that came with these guys, so it's a good sign for things to come with Hasbro and the quality of the weapons. So I like that. That's a good sign. And then we come to the final piece that we get, and we get that Cobra logo on the display stand. It would be nice if, like the 25th anniversary display stands, if they would have put Cobra Eel on there. They should be naming or putting the names of these figures for these retro card figures. They should have it on there. And there are holes in the bottom of the fins so that he can stand on here with the fins on, whereas in the 25th anniversary one, there were no holes in the bottom of the fins, so it actually will not stand on the pegs. And I will do a comparison near the end of this video of the original A Real American Hero line Cobra Eel and the 25th anniversary. And for the eel himself, first impressions, we've got a great looking figure here. Now this eel is molded in this lighter gray plastic that is to replicate the originals, both the original from the 80s and the 25th anniversary. So we got a nice head sculpt on this guy. We got some great looking eyes, eyebrows, some wrinkles around the eyes there, so some great detail, some nice shading in and around the eyes. So they did some good work on the face of that you can see there. So a really good head sculpt for the eel. Now he is wearing a wetsuit, so there's not a whole lot of detail that goes into these particular figures just because it is a plain wetsuit. There is some extra pieces on here. There is this gray piece around the neck that is part of a harness. There's a shoulder plate on each shoulder, and that is in that same gray. We got that nice red color on the front, again, same as the original figures, and a really nice shiny silver Cobra logo on there that might just be off a little bit from being perfectly horizontal, but it does look pretty good. We've got the black arms, so this wetsuit is multicolored. He does have some forearm plates on there, and on this arm, his right arm, there it looks like there is some maybe a sonar or some underwater gauges on there that he would need. Those pieces are molded in. It does not move. And there is some paint apps on there, as you can see. The hands are molded in that same gray plastic to replicate gloves that he would be wearing as part of the wetsuit. He does have a utility belt on him that is molded on to the body. It is not a separate piece. There are some utility pockets on the belt. There is a belt buckle on the front there, but that is not painted in a paint with a paint app. It is just part of that flat black. And not a lot to say about the legs. Again, just part of that wetsuit, just showing the sculpt of the body. There was a little bit of line work on there. And down around his left ankle, we do have the knife sheath for that knife. For the articulation, for the head movement, we got up and down. We got full 360 around. We got side movement. The neck piece does move also, so there is lots of movement around there. For the shoulders, these shoulders do extend all the way out. Now those shoulder plates do make it a little bit stiff, but the arms will go out all the way. We've got that bicep twist in there. We've got the double pinless elbow joints, and that joint does move nice and freely. And we do have the twist movement on the wrist area, and that is obviously the same for both arms, and the elbow joints do move nicely, so there's no problem there. We do still have the ab crunch on this figure, and the movement there is very good. It ratchets into place. It's not loose at all, and it's not too tight, so that's really nice to see. Waist movement, I like how they did the waist here with these pieces that come up the side, so there is no gaps, everything is hidden there, and there is a really nice twist on that waist. It does move freely, but it is not loose, so that's really nice. And for the legs, we do have that thigh cut, thigh twist there, so there's lots of good movement with that. There's no issues. And for these knee joints, double pinless knees, and they move pretty freely, so that's good. Nothing has to be heated up or anything like that. Yep, so we got good knee joints on the eel. And then we've got those ankle twists. And for the feet, we've got up and down, left a bit of left and right, not too much there, but we do have lots of up and down. So overall, we've got some really good articulation for the Cobra Eel. This figure in particular, I am lucky. There is no issues that I can see. So that is a great sign. So let's get all these accessories and weapons on him and see what this guy looks like. So I'm going to attach that diving helmet to the backpack first, so we can get these air tubes pegged in. So those peg in very easily, there's no issue. I just hope they're not too loose. Those two fit in there well, and that helmet will go on them. And I did notice that just have to rotate out the air tubes, and then it would just sit like that on his back, which looks pretty good. But we're gonna put this on him, so we'll get this in the right way. So we'll see how this pegs in. There is a peg hole on the back for the backpack, and it also goes through that gray piece. And that does fit nice and snug. That really solid fit in there. Perfect curve to the backpack to fit with the curve of his back. So that's awesome. That is not gonna fall off. And we'll just get that helmet on him. And that is a nice snug fit. Just gonna pull down a little bit more. Just go like that. So that looks awesome. I absolutely love that helmet on the Cobra Eel. And for the fins, well, these actually do say there is an L and an R inside them for a left and right. So this one is showing as the left. So the foot just slides in there and it hooks onto the back of his heel. And it is definitely on there snug, so those are not coming off. Definitely good fit there. So no issues with the fins, no issues so far with anything on this guy. And then we can take that diving knife and we'll put it into the knife sheath on his ankle. That's a solid fit. And then we can get that spear gun in his hand. Now that rope should go around his arm, so when he's underwater, he does not drop it and lose it. And once we get everything lined up for the hand and the fingers in place, we've got the spear gun in hand and it fits really well. Definitely not falling out of his hand. So there is the Cobra Eel all decked out with his gear. And I must say, amazing looking figure. Now I did not have a first eel from the Classified series. I've never seen it in person. I've never seen the box, nothing. I just never was able to get my hands on it, and I've been looking and still trying. It's been the #1 figure I've been still trying to get. So when the retro card one came out, I definitely had to have it, and I did get it, and I could not be happier with this figure. This guy looks amazing. So if you guys are after a Cobra Eel, if you've got the originals or the 25th anniversary and you're looking for the 6-inch, definitely get your hands on this guy because it is fantastic. I'll do a comparison to the originals here in a second, and you can see how this guy matches up with those. But just an amazing looking 6-inch figure for the Classified series. You guys will have to let me know in the comments what you think. Have you got your eel yet? Have you got one ordered? And if you do have them, what do you think? Because I think this guy is one of the best Hasbro's done in this Classified series and in the retro carded figures. So next up, I'll get those other figures and we will have a look at how they all match up. All right, so here's all my Cobra Eels. On the left, we've got the original from the 1980s, the Real American Hero version. On the right, we've got the 25th anniversary version. And as you can see, there is a great resemblance to all of them. Hasbro has created the new Cobra Eel for their Classified line. Same gray color in the wetsuit. The black is in the same spots. You got that big, nice red chest area, all with the silver Cobra logo in the middle of the chest. All the helmets are relatively the same. So the overall look is just awesome when they are all compared. Backpacks on the original Eel and the 25th anniversary. These ones were made pretty much identical. So the new backpack for the Classified version is a different look than these ones, but the overall look of the figure is pretty much the same. Right down to we got the knife sheath on the ankle, same style of belt, utility belt around his waist. We got the wrist plates there, same on this gray on the shoulders. The helmets are relatively the same, so a great throwback to the Real American Hero version and to the 25th anniversary. Now this one was a little bit different. We didn't have the knife sheath on the ankle, and this one we have 2 on each thigh. The helmet is relatively the same style diving light on top. It does have an antenna The air tubes and breathing mouthpiece is pretty much the same, and the overall figure and the paint scheme is all identical. If you are looking for a 6-inch Cobra Eel that replicates the originals, you definitely got to get your hands on the new classified retro card figure, because you will not be disappointed, and you will have 6-inch version of these works of art. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to check out the brand new G.I. Joe Classified retro card Cobra Eel. A fantastic figure. You guys will not be disappointed with this one, because I think Hasbro's got a real winner with this one. We'll give this guy a spin, put him in some different poses, show those comparisons. And guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. I've got lots more classified videos coming up with all the new figures coming out. Hit that like button if you like this video, and definitely hit that bell so you know when my next video is up and ready for you guys to watch. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll talk to you soon.
Cobra.